Hi everyone, welcome to the show. This week we're heading to a brand new area that we haven't been in before. It's about 2.5 hours to the northeast near a town called Silverton. And kind of cool, you know, silver ton, so a ton of silver, right? So yeah, this area was really rich in silver and a lot of lead in there. And same thing, they started mining there around the early 1900s, late 1800s, and it was a really rich area. This very steep country, they had a lot of aerial tramways. And Silverton is just kind of a really cool little place, a really small community, and they have a really good outdoor display of a whole bunch of mining stuff there. So I'll show you some of that stuff, and then we're going to head up to the east of Silverton, up this road, and we're going to visit a mine called the Wakefield Mine. Very interesting mine. Hasn't been in production since 1929. That was last year. There's all the buildings are pretty much collapsed. There were 7 portals there originally, but I think there was only one that I could find that I could get in, and it goes in a long ways. I think just about maybe close to a kilometer or so. I think 850 meters I read. And this was a really rich lead and silver mine. There wasn't much gold there. So rich when they first started, silver was assaying out at 120 ounces per ton, which is just about, that's pretty rich. I've never heard of anything that rich. Lead was, get this, 48% lead when they first started mining there. So really rich deposit. They had an aerial tramway that went from there to a mill at the bottom of Wakefield Creek. And yeah, just a fascinating mine. They actually mined 2.5 million pounds of lead in the years it was operating. So it's a lot of lead. And the rocks you see there, it's a calcite. And there's a rock called a calcareous, I think, argillites. So it's kind of like the argillite we see here, but it's more related to calcite, I guess. So yeah, so I hope you enjoy this little trip up to Silverton, and we'll see you next week. Looking up there, way up there. What are we looking at up there? Well, it's something called Idaho Peak. And the significance of that is probably the center of one of the largest mining areas in BC, and certainly historically anyway. So, alright, so there's a real cool winch there that pulled an elevator. And it was a shaft inside the mine here, and then just put this little ore cart on here. And that's kind of a little demonstration of how the whole thing was set up in a shaft. Big old historic stuff here. In Canadian Ingersoll Rand. That's a big air-powered winch. Not really even sure what that is. Could be an air compressor, I think it is. This is really a mining thing. It's actually for cutting firewood. Run off a belt off of a tractor or something. And here's some drills. Different style of drills that they had here. Jack legs. Here's a pretty big jack leg. Used in the mines here. Here's a little guy. Maybe for a little Chinaman or something. And there's another one. Let's see what it says here. The stoper, mate to the slugger. I bet them are dusty already. There's another winch. Quite a few winches in this display here. And this is a little mine car that's just used for hauling timbers and stuff. Kind of a flat deck. Haul timbers into the cars. Here's a collection of jack legs, different sizes. There's some larger and smaller ones. Here's some other bigger jack legs. Rail drills, they're on a rail. That's what they used in a shaft, to haul ore up out of a shaft. Big bucket for hauling shaft. Trail over the shaft. Here's just a little hand cart that they used in the mines. Replica of a tramway they got. Got the buckets there. And the whole tramway set up there, the hardware and all associated stuff with it. That's really cool to see. On the back side of Idaho Peak, that's where Sandon is, and other ghost towns of Cody. There's a whole bunch of big mines in there. That whole mountain there is just full of silver and lead and zinc. It made everyone here hundreds of millions of dollars in its day. That's the reason why towns like Nelson are still here today. They spent a lot of money building some pretty fancy head offices and buildings, banks. And Nelson is just a tremendous historic town. Probably about 100 really good old buildings in there, just a fantastic old buildings. So there's some tram buckets here. There's a little one there and one that's a little bigger. That's a pretty fancy setup there for the cables and everything. The way that whole tram bucket worked there, it's fantastic. There's just a really small tram bucket. And a pretty large, sophisticated setup there with this one. It's only 4 kilometers from here up to the top of Idaho Peak. We saw some rails heading up in the bush this way. And here we are. This is really typical of this area here. When we were flying over here, we could see all kinds of these aluminum roofs from these sheds. You get a lot of snow here. And you can see lots of mines here just from these, from the air, just from the roofs. I'll tell you, if you enjoy exploring abandoned mines as much as I do, it don't get no cooler than this. And check this out. This country is steeper than a cow's face. And look at this. The railway tracks come out of the portal, and they're just like a trestle built right on the edge of this cliff. And the guy really shouldn't wander out on here too far, because I'm sure it's all rotten. I mean, look at that, like just straight down, And so the tracks come out here. I'm not even going to walk too far out on there. It's all collapsed here now. And look at the tracks. They just make it along this, along the edge here. I'm just kind of poking a hole through there. You can see a little bit there. And they just built that there. And there's just all kinds of artifacts. There's a compressor tank. That's a really old compressor tank. You look, it's all riveted in there. And here's another shot of that tank. That's a really old tank. You see, it's all riveted. And I wished I was here a few years before this all collapsed, because look, and there's just all kinds of cool stuff here, but I don't know, it's all sort of collapsed here now. You can't really tell what's where anymore. Really heavy rock. Buildings, it's all kind of, everything's collapsed on. There might have been a lot of real cool stuff that's all underneath there. And this is neat here, look at this. Looks to me like those are horseshoes, So they might have used mules to pull these carts out of this mine here. So, boy, what an awesome place to explore abandoned mines. And there's more mines here than there is probably anywhere other place in Canada. And this is what they were mining out of here, because it's at the bottom of the ore chute here. So, look at the way they built that, that big bin. Just a huge bin there, very well built. It looked like it's probably out of about 2x10s, and they're just laminated. And it's just a massive amount of lumber to build that. There, we have our rubber boots on, and we're gonna head into the Wakefield Mine. This could go in quite a ways. There's a air control door, I guess. Looks like so we've got 18-inch gauge track here. Real dark material here. And see the faulting and the angle of the faulting. So this is kind of a new part of the country for me. I'm kind of venturing away from home a little bit. On a little vacation here. Taking off for about 3-4 days with the travel trailer and the dog. And there's actually more mines around here than there is probably anywhere else in Canada, I would guess. I mean, there was just hundreds of millions of dollars worth of silver that were taken out of this area. And I fly over the plane in Idaho Peak, and all you can see is just solid mines. And actually, what you see is that silver. You see the silver roofs of all the mine buildings, like the ones we seen when we came in here. I have no idea what we're gonna find in here. Pretty fair-sized tunnel coming in here. There's our compressor line there. Looks like a pretty substantial operation. Yeah, you're seeing some bands of sulfides in here. This country had a lot of galena, which is really cool. Years ago, I hiked up a mine that had just a solid wall of galena. Probably when I was about, I don't know, 20, 25 or something. I hiked up a mine and had just a big wall of just really shiny lead, silver, and zinc galena. So these are, I don't know, they kind of look like there's a real narrow band of quartz here. I'm not sure if those are sulfides. It's not like the sulfide that we're normally used to seeing. This is, like I said, it's more of a little bit of lead and silver country here. I don't think there's that much gold here. Let's see if we can find some shiny stuff for you. Interesting though, like I say, the rails are still in here. It's a pretty damp mine. There isn't very much water in it at all. A little bit of water when we first came in. So it's not very often you see a mine with the tracks still sitting in there. Usually they pull the tracks out at some point. That dog's a long ways ahead. So we know it goes for quite a ways in here. Yeah, this is a big mine. Look at the pile of pipe they left here. There's a few dollars left there. I'm thinking we're going to find some really interesting shit in this mine. We're a long ways in. Look at that dog. See, he's looking up there. Look at that. Clocking his head there. It's almost like you'd think there'd be a rat running along there, but I don't see it. So we went in a long ways. I don't know how far. Probably less than a kilometer, I would say. We're starting to see some interesting artifacts here. So here's a couple ore carts, and those ore carts are not in bad shape at all, eh? There's no way you ever get them out of here unless you had a helicopter or something. But yeah, just some. Those are just parts of the compressor fittings and stuff. Yeah. Show you how these ore carts. These are just small carts, eh? Beautiful shape, actually. Well, that's what the guts of that ore cart behind. I wish I could have that cart. That's just an awesome cart. That's a really nice shape. I mean, you could push it all the way out there, but the only way you'd get it is with a helicopter or something. Okay. We'll fall in there. Not like quicksand, but. Huh? All right, so we'll continue along here and see what else we can find. Yeah, if you could get a quad in here or something, you could pull that cart all the way out a long ways, but there's railway tracks all the way. But the problem is you get to the mouth of the portal, and you can't get any further from there. So you could get it out easy with a helicopter, but that's you have to have helicopters. No other way. No other easy way. Another great big pile of tubing compressor lines, eh? So yeah, they must have pretty big plans for this mine. So basically we just kind of reached the first stope, and it's not very extensive, so you see there's kind of a pretty narrow band of ore there that they mine. Looks like a little wider up there, but I don't think they got too much stuff out of there. Doesn't look like there's a cross cut or anything there. I mean, I could climb up there, but I think it ends right there. I don't think it goes in very far. Oh, there's a big compressor tank here. We've gone in quite a long ways so far. Kind of a risk it's going to end here all of a sudden. It's so soft in here, you got a lot of caved in stuff. But so far so good. Pretty soft material in here, lots of timbering. Really getting into the area of the mine here. Man, you got to wonder how they ever figure out how to mine this. I mean, it's way inside the mountain. Yeah, they might have found some mineralization up on the surface and then kind of just worked their way under it. So there's an ore chute that had blocked off with the ore that they were mining, obviously. Look at that. Got them big bolts holding up the back there. Usually about 5 feet long and great big bolts. We got a bunch of ladders and stuff. I don't know what the ladders were for. Kind of stored ladder. This is one of them real cool mines. It just looks like it was abruptly shut down, eh? Because you see all that huge amount of tubing. Like, I don't know, too great of a lifts of it. Just sitting on the side of the track there. They just left there. Track here, there's still tracks. That's another thing too, there's still tracks in this mine. Usually, most mines that get tired of mining there, they pull the tracks out and sell them or whatever. Hey Max, let's go this way. Max. You forget the right hand rule? Yeah. Huh. Lots of timbering in here, so that tells you she's pretty soft because I don't normally spend money on timber and stuff for nothing. You won't often see that in the mines. Very rare, heard of the mines that I go into anyway. Oh, there we go. All the rotten stuff in here. I think that's the end of this one. Yep. Yeah, interesting rock here. Look at that pipe draining something from up there. No water running out of it. Got a little stinky in there. So I guess they didn't need to timber this up. They didn't get very far. Probably planning on going a little further, and they never did. I guess the dog was right. Should have kept going to the right. No, to the right. The rule is to the right. Max, to the right, to the right, to the right. Well, there's no rats in this mine. Well, there were some near the very outside where the buildings were, but there's no rats. Too far in for me. Did go in this far. Oh, that's interesting. Huh. So now I wonder if there's another level up there. I can get up there, but as is tradition, I'll always explore the bottom level first, and then we'll go some races. Well, we certainly found an awesome mine here. Goes in a long fucking ways. Well, there's kind of an interesting little artifact. I don't know what it is. Let's go this way. Oh, this is definitely we're definitely chasing ore here. Come on, Max. Come on. Come on. Bit of a raise here. So this must have been one of the last areas that they mined, because see a airline going up here. It doesn't look really old, so they got an airline and a water line, so they would use that for the drill, because they need water to cool some of these drills. I think they did with the older ones, but the newer ones, huh? Miners graffiti. Smiley face. Maybe that's because they were done and they could leave. Pretty warm in here. I don't hardly need my extra jacket. Getting a little skinny in here. Doesn't seem like too steep. You wouldn't think there'd be a railway in here. Not steep, but you don't want to have a railway going up very much because them cars come down there pretty fast. Just kind of an incline shaft. I guess we were going to other levels. Oh, there we go. Well, that's the end of this. Yeah. Little storage area in here. Small stoked out area. Few odds and ends in here, not too much. Yeah. Well, you spent lots of money holding all that back up and everything. And then they never went any further. Kind of wonder about that, eh? Why would they drill all those holes and drill the back up and then just stop? They must have plans for continuing on up here. Yeah. Max and I made it up this raise here, I guess. And so we're up on another level here. I'm not sure how extensive it is. It's got some pretty cool stuff up here though. There's little ladders going further up. So, oh. I don't know what we're going to do with poor old Max. Gonna have a hard time getting up there, I would think. It seems to peter out just up there. So we're up against the hanging wall here, see? I don't know if it peters out, but it gets pretty skinny up there. Let's see what's up there, Max. Oh, come on, Max. Let's go up here. What's up there? Pretty skinny little tunnel up here. I can't imagine it going too far there. Probably just chasing some mineralization up here. You never know. Nope. Looks like she ends right up here. Yep. That's it. Don't hurt to go up to the end though, because you never know, there could be something cool. Attaboy. There's. So chased just a little vein in here. And that was it, eh? So, now we can go up. There's some ladders and stuff going up. But what I got to do is grab my pack. I left it behind. Oh, that's interesting. Slabs of rock here, eh? Look like you just pull them right off the back. Yeah. I took my pack off just to see what's up there, but I don't go too far without my pack because I like to keep about 3 or 4 sources of light with me. And if I leave my pack behind, I only got my camera and the light of my head. So yeah, this is cool here. So we came up this, and then there's a big tub that says explosives, but there's no explosives there. So got a little jug antifreeze, and which they use to stick in the lines to keep the winch and stuff from freezing up. So that's a pretty cool little winch, eh? Yeah, a little seat here where the operator would have sat on this little seat here. Run the winch up and down. Pretty neat. Probably nothing much in here. Probably almost done on this. But we can continue up for a ways yet. Same thing here. We're probably just gonna. There's an airline going back in here, but you never know. You could find some. Look at the hanging wall here, eh? Solid rock here. That's very solid. Don't got to worry about that. And then the serpentinite type material is below it. I guess that's serpentine. It's not as green as what we're used to seeing, but yeah, let's go. Wouldn't be nothing at the end of that line, would there? Let's see. Where you go, Max? Oh no, that's the water line. Yeah, that's the water line. There's nothing at the end of that. Well, I bet you this is the last section of this mine they worked before they shut her down. Because they got the water line going right up there. And then the winch and stuff. They left the winch here. If they were still working this mine, they would have taken that winch. Pretty cool winch, eh? What does it say? I don't know. Yeah, quite a job to get it out of here. Wouldn't be impossible. Well, Max made it up this raise, so that's pretty good. He's getting more used to me. He'll kind of let me pick him up and push him ahead a little bit. And then if I get him ahead of me, then he's a little steep, I can just give him a hand. So, but yeah, we're continuing on. It's pretty cool here. Lots of stuff bolted in here. It's kind of soft, I guess. So there's a crosscut tunnel. We're going to head into here and see what's on this crosscut. See steel ladders and stuff, which is kind of neat to see. Don't have the dog much, but come on, buddy. It's over here. There's just a little bit of oil or something there. Well, there's something I hadn't seen before, so I have no idea what that is. It's an Esso container. Nothing in there. Nice thing about this mine is really dry. It's freaking hot in here though. Yeah. You know, this is just a real cool mine. Like I say, it's almost like they just, you know, they shut it down one day. Didn't come back, eh? There's a pick. It's a pretty cool pick, eh? Oh my gosh, that's a really interesting pick. I'll be taking that with me. Oh yeah. There's an ore chute here. Yeah, just a skinny little ore chute going straight down too, eh? So I don't know how we got the ore out. Huh, there's a pulley there. Probably had a little cart in here somewhere. All this stuff out of here. Look at that. At the quartz vein. Just about straight up and down. And that's galena, I'm sure it is. We'll find a better sample of it. That's what they were after here, this galena. That gray stuff, lead, zinc, and silver. So they've been mining here. It's pretty skinny in here, so that's where they kind of quit, I guess. I'm sure we'll see some better streaks of galena in here. There, we made it all the way to the top. Well, actually, we haven't. Max has. So we're at the top of this raise, and that's it for this. Kind of cool. They got this drill steel all the way along here. And we'll make our way back down. So we just were able to kind of grab that drill steel as we came up. And it's been a real cool little raise there. We found that cool pickaxe and saw the winch and stuff. We'll head back.